Good morning, students. How are you? Hope you are all safe and healthy. In this video, in this session, I would like to teach one of the grammar topics that are given under the second year intermediate grammar in the name of communication skills. In the name of communication skills. And that topic is vocabulary. The name of the topic is vocabulary. It is given in question number 16. It is given in the question number 16. Last but one. The last topic is word stress, and before that we have given vocabulary as matching. So this particular topic carries 5 into 1, 5 marks. In the first year, we have the same topic given as matching also. As you know that column A consists of words and column B consists of their meanings. Here you have matched their meanings with their words, the words with their meanings. So in the first year it carries 3 marks. 6 words are given and each word carries half mark. 6 into half, 3 in the first year. But when come to the second year and we have the marks for this topic is increased, that is up to 5. So how many marks for this topic we have in the second year? 5. Each one carries 1 mark. So 5 words will be given in column A and their definitions are given in column B. So each word carries 1. On the whole we have 5 into 5, 5 marks. And this is the examination point of view. So let me introduce the topic vocabulary, how it is useful. I told you when I explained the previous topics, so most of the topics that are given in the second year grammar under the name of study and communication skills are useful in our daily life. If you take CV or if you take letter writing, if you take form filling, if you take describing a process, and all these topics are very much related to our lives and they will be applied by you in your real life. So such kind of topics we have. So let's come to our present topic, vocabulary. It plays a very important role. Vocabulary plays a very important role in learning a language. If one want to learn language or speak language fluently, so lecturers like me or experts in English advises you to, the first advice or the first suggestion they will give you to is build up your vocabulary. Learn more and more vocabulary. See here, what is the meaning of vocabulary? So vocabulary is nothing but words. That's all. But by learning the vocabulary, how it will help us? It will help you to speak the language fluently. It proves you to be capable in a particular language. It proves you to be a master in language. In such a way, vocabulary helps. So for that reason, so many teachers and experienced people advise us to learn us advises you to learn more and more vocabulary. Here, when you have the more vocabulary you have, the more confident you feel about the language. The more vocabulary you have, the more confident you feel about the language. So, knowing bundle of words, knowing number of words makes you feel confident. You can speak freely in that language. So that is a main advantage you have by learning vocabulary. It's okay. Let's deal with another point. If one remembers thousands of words, it doesn't mean learning vocabulary or building up your vocabulary doesn't mean memorizing or mugging up a number of words. It may not help you. So you should learn them in a systematic manner by following some tips and guidelines. By using those tips, by applying those guidelines or tips, you can remember more and more words. And one of the guidelines that we need to build up our vocabulary, we need to learn vocabulary. That is, first you should know the root words. What are root words? Root words are the words that cannot be further divided into words. That cannot be further divided. We can't divide them because every root word has its own meaning. It gives us ideas. So how does a root word help us? Root words give us ideas. So first we learn the ideas that are associated with the words. So based on the ideas that we get from the root words, we can learn more vocabulary by using prefixes and suffixes. Okay, let me give you an example of root word. So, I give the definition. What is a root word? A root word is a unit and which has its own meaning. We can't divide them into further words. And take, for example, here, phone. Take, for example, the word phone. The word phone is a Greek word. It is a Greek root word. That means the word phone is derived from the language Greek. It is derived from Greek language. That means sound. So here the word phone means sound. So that is the root word. So which idea it gives us? It gives the idea of sound. But how it will help us? Let us see. We can easily identify the meanings or definitions of the words basing on the ideas of root words. Let me make it simple. That is, first learn the meaning of the root word. By using it, you can easily identify. You need not to learn the entire definition. Here, see, I have written some examples based on the root word phone. So, we have already known that the Greek root word phone means sound. I have written some words here, and every word consists of phone. So remember, the root word is generally used in the middle or at the beginning. Okay? Let's see. What is the first word? Microphone. What is the first word? Microphone. A microphone is a device that intensify slight sounds. A microphone is a device that intensifies to slight sound. Slight sounds. Slight means small. It captures the small sounds. Got it? So here the word sound is repeated. So when you see the definition or meaning that has a word of sound, we can relate it to it, we can match it to the word that are given in the column A, which consists of phone. So in that way it helps us. In that way we can use it. We can learn more vocabulary. You just relate the ideas. First. So let us see. Megaphone. It is also a device that gives loud sound. When you speaking into it. So a device that gives loud sound when you speak into it. That is called megaphone. See here also the phone is repeated. Telephone, as we are all known very well, a device that covers sound for longer distances, that sends the sound for longer distances. And see this one, symphony. Here is also the word phone. Symphony means if you play the musical instruments all together, that is called symphony. A sound made by musical instruments together, that is meaning of symphony. Euphonious means of good sound. And see the next one, cacophony. Cacophony means a harsh and unpleasant sound. A harsh and unpleasant sound, that means cacophony. Phonetics. Do you remember, is the word very familiar to you? Yes, it is very familiar. We have the topic of phonetics. Phonetic transcription we have learned in first year. In the question number 17. Did you remember? Some transcriptions are given and you just write the suitable spelling for those transcriptions. Just remember that. And here the phonetics means study of sounds. That is the meaning. And the last one, take the last one, homophone. Homophone means a word or words that sound the same but has different spelling or different meaning. Words that sound the same words that sound the same but have different spelling or different meaning. So such kind of words are called homophones. So in every word, I have written 8 words here. In every word, the root word phone is repeated. So here we can easily understand when the word sound is appeared in the definition, we can automatically relate it to them. So by basing on the ideas given by the root words, we can remember more words easily. We can remember more words easily by following this way. Got it? So, thus root words help us to learn more and more words, to remember more and more words. Got it? Okay, in the introduction of vocabulary, I add something to the root words. So, what I said, root words give us ideas. So, you should be acquainted with those ideas. You should be acquainted. Acquainted means familiar. First, you know the meaning of the ideas given by the root words. First, learn the root words and their meanings. Okay, we have learned 20 or 30 root words. But there is another advice. If you want to build up more vocabulary, if you want to remember more and more words, you have to do something. That is by using prefixes and suffixes also. I hope you are all known about prefixes and suffixes, because in the first year classes I introduced how prefixes and suffixes are used. So let me explain again. Prefix and suffix. A prefix is a word or a group of words that are used at the beginning of root word. And come to the suffix. A suffix is also a word or a letter or group of letters that are used at the end of the word, root word. If we use a letter or group of letters before the root word, that is called prefix. Prefix. It is also a combination of a root word and a prefix. Prefix. Pre means before, fix is placed. Right? So, a suffix is a letter or group of letters that are placed at the end of the word. Take this word, unbreakable. Unbreakable. That which we cannot break it. It is the combination of 3. Here, break is a root word, right? Un is a prefix. Able is a suffix. Able is a suffix. So, by combining the 3, we made a word that is unbreakable. So, it is not enough to learn the ideas only. If we use the root words by adding prefixes and suffixes, also will help you to learn more and more vocabulary. So this is a systematic way to learn, to build our vocabulary. So here we should know something important is we should know the meanings of prefixes and suffixes also. Prefixes and suffixes also. And I have written some words here: microorganism, microbe, microscope, microcosm. Let us see. Here the prefix micro means, it is a prefix that means small. That means small. Organism means you all know that a creature. So microorganism means a small creature. A small creature. And microbe, it is also gives the same meaning, a small creature. But we can easily remember a germ, particularly a germ that we cannot see directly with our eyes. Directly with our eyes. If you want to see the germs, you need to use microscope. You need to use microscope that we generally have. The BIPC students generally see the microscope. They use the microscope in their botany or zoology labs. So, microscope means a device that magnifies small objects. Got it? That is the meaning of microscope. And microcosm, a model of something. A model of something. A small model of something, I say. So here, which helps us to know the meanings? The prefixes and suffixes. The prefixes and suffixes. So here, we need to remember three things. The first one is to learn more and more vocabulary, or to remember more and more vocabulary. First, you should know the meanings of root words. Know the meanings of root words first. Later, you should know the meanings of prefixes and suffixes also. Prefixes and suffixes also. The root words gives us ideas. So basing on those ideas, by adding prefixes and suffixes, by knowing the meanings of prefixes and suffixes, we can learn more and more vocabulary. We can learn more and more vocabulary. So in this way, you can remember more words and you can easily attempt the matching in the examination paper. So I want to give the most important information. According to the reduced syllabus for the academic year 2020 and 2021, academic year 2020 to 2021, particularly regarding the intermediate second year students. For the topic of vocabulary, we have 30 exercises of matchings. We are given 30 exercises in the form of matchings in the textbook. Here, according to the reduced syllabus, you need to prepare from the exercise 1 to 15. From the exercise number 1 to 15. So these 15 matchings consists of, each matching consists of 5 words, and on the whole, On the whole, we have 75 words. So, if you learn 75 words perfectly, we can confidently get 5 out of 5 for this topic. 5 out of 5 from this topic. So, that is the important thing you should remember. So, I will provide you the material and I will post the matchings with answers. First, I will post the matchings in your group. First, you can try to answer, to match the words with their definitions by following the ideas what we have discussed now, and this will help you to match the definitions with their words, the words with their definitions. So, how many words we need to learn for the second year only? For this year only 75. That is consists of 15 matchings. 15 matchings are enough to score 5 out of 5. So, that means 75 words. The 15 matchings consists of 75 words. So, that is the information you need to remember. Okay. Let us see some more examples based on prefixes. So, by knowing the meaning of prefixes and suffixes, we can remember more words, and this will help you to match the meanings with their words, to match the words with their meanings while we doing matching in the examination. So, I have written some more prefixes here, and let's take another important prefix, that is called ego. So, ego means self, what we all have. So, here the root word ego means self, the root word. The prefix ego refers self. Here, take the meaning. Egoist, who always thinks about self, and we simply say selfish person. So, egoist means who always thinks about himself, a selfish person. He never thinks of others. Egotist, always thinks and talks about self, feels superior to others. He is proud of himself, and he looks down upon people. He feels as he is a superior. So, egotist means always thinks and talks about self. And see the next word, superego, very important word. The part of yourself, it is a part in your mind that says, that guides you what is good and what is bad, what is wrong and what is right. We can say it is self-critical of the mind, self-critical of oneself. Alter ego, another self, another side of a person. We can simply say bosom friend. If we meet a person who has the same kind of attitude, if that other person thinks alike, thinks the way we think, thinks the way we think, we can call him as an alter ego. He is an alter ego, she is my alter ego. So, another side of oneself, we can simply call it a bosom friend. So, thus, the prefix ego refers self. So, whenever we have words that consists of the prefix ego, we can easily match the definitions which have self with it. But you should remember minimum 3 or 4 meanings regarding a particular prefix. regarding a particular prefix, then only we can match. Because if the same two words which have the same prefix, if the two words are given which have the same prefix, you may get confused. So that's why we need to learn at least 5 or 6 definitions based on the prefix, So let us see few more words like that. And alter, the prefix alter means other or to change, If you take an example, subaltern, that means another change. And see, next prefix cred. Cred means believe. So, for example, predict, say beforehand. Credible, something that is to be believed, that is believable. There is an opposite word, incredible. Incredible means that which cannot be believed, So, by knowing the meaning of the prefix cred, it refers to belief. So, we can easily identify the definition which consists of the meaning belief or belief. So, there is a word creed. Creed means, this also comes to the same category. Creed means a set of religious beliefs. So, likewise, we can easily learn the vocabulary. And we have another prefix here, voc. Voc indicates voice or call. Take the example, vocal, or using invoke, call on for inspiration. I invoked Swami Vivekananda. And see, evoke, recall or bring to mind. So here the word evoke means recall or bring to mind. You just evoke your questions before writing the examination. Evoke. So thus the word voke means call. And another important prefix is temp. T-E-M-P, temp. It's a Latin term that indicates time. So temporal, of time. Contemporary, belonging to the same period or same duration. Nehru and Gandhi are the contemporaries. So likewise we can remember by using the word temp. So there is another important word, arc. Monarch. Arc refers rule. The prefix arc means rule. So here we can take the example, monarch, a single ruler. Anarchy, a system where there is no rule. Matriarchy, actually it is a suffix that refers the meaning rule. Matriarchy, a male rule over a community. Patriarchy, a female rule over community. When come to the patriarchy, a male rule over a community. If a community is ruled over by a woman, that is called matriarchy. If a community is ruled over by a man, that is called patriarchy. So here the suffix archy indicates rule. So like that we can remember more words. Here we have already seen microscope, a small organism or a small creature, a device that magnifies small organisms. Okay, so by learning in this way, we can remember more and more words. And there are another words, rapt. Ject, J-E-C-T, ject, throw. Rupt, R-U-P-T, rupt, between. Interrupt, come between. We generally say don't interrupt. And if some person involved in others' conversation and break the conversation, that is called interruption. Break through something. Ject, rept. And also dict, D-I-C-T, dict, that means say. So, in the textbook, at the end of the prose lesson, we have given the prefixes and their meanings. So, first read them and note them in your notes and prepare them. And later, we can easily attempt the matching. So, here I have written an example of matching. Let us do. How can we easily answer them? So, here in this way the question is asked. So, here the 5 words are given in column A and the definition of their words are given in their opposite in the column B. So, let us see. The first one is egoist. What is the meaning of egoist? Easily say a selfish person. But here another word that consists of ego, superego. If you remember the meaning, it is self-critical conscience. Self-critical. I told you it is a part of your mind that tells you what is wrong and what is right. That is called self-critical. So, we need to learn the entire definition. So, that's why the word superego has the definition of self-critical. And see, microwave. We already discussed micro means a very small one. Microorganism, a very small organism. Microwave, a small radio wave. Microscope, a device that magnifies. A device that magnifies smaller objects. Smaller objects. Microphone, a device that is used to intensify slight sounds. Slight sounds. So, here let us scan where the definition which has the word small. Here, small radio wave. Small radio wave. If you do not remember the definitions of all the words which are given under the prefixes and suffixes, we just easily find out by remembering the meaning of a particular prefix or particular suffix or particular root word. So, thus here microwave, that means a small radio wave. So, D is the answer. Here, see the third word, symphony. If you remember, if you play some musical instruments together, that is called symphony. So, if you do not remember, just imagine, suppose you do not remember you don't know the definition of the word symphony. Then maybe you have an idea of the root word phone. Phone means sound. So, let us check whether there are any sentence or a definition which has the word sound, because the word phone indicates sound. So, where is the word here? Harmony in musical sounds. Harmony in musical sounds. So, E is the answer. And I'm reminding them phonetics, because it is very familiar to us. So, phonetic means the scientific study of sounds. The scientific study of sounds. So, in this way, we can answer matching very easily. So, at the end of every prose lesson, except the last one, the first 4 prose lessons, the meanings of the prefixes and examples of them are given. So, first read them, first note them in your notes and read them thoroughly. Later, come to the matchings in the textbook and write the answers on your own. So this is the better way to learn the meanings of prefixes and meanings of root words and meanings of suffixes also. Suffixes also. These will help us to easily answer matching. So it will help you to get 5 out of 5 for this chapter. So hope you understand the topic well and try to read the matchings that are given in your textbook. Thank you so much.